You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
I'm the man, and the man feels no pressure. I am the man that everyone fears.
You are now entering the vicious circle.
You are facing a fuel-injected suicide machine!
I'm the man. When I walk, the ground shakes. I am the master. I am the ruler of the world. They have been waiting below the surface. Shake me up beneath the giants. Shake me up beneath the giants.
Look at that. Welcome to the vicious circle. Sid,
Wow,
welcome.
perfect timing. Right.
Right?
I just sit down just in time. Wow.
How's your day going?
Pretty good, man. Really good. I had a little bit of this soreness I was in. Wow. It felt good to do some things I didn't think I was going to do again,
Yeah.
but I forgot how bad that sore was. I mean, walking made my traps hurt today, if that sounds, if that's
Really?
possible. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But other than that, at the gym at 4:00 this morning, home, and then off to I went to a radio interview with the bishop of our church, diocese of our church, Bishop Phoebe. Did a little topic about this charity, not charity, the thing that I do on Saturdays and Wednesday mornings called Pop Tops, and I'm going to get some pictures, start showing her here some of the stuff we do there in the mornings.
Nice. And that's the exact organization that this challenge is going for, right?
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
You know what was cool? Not to cut you off.
No.
You know what was cool about that is, you know me, Rob. I like throwing people under the bus, right?
What? No.
Not really, but I just brought it to what Drew's about. I remember I told you Drew's like the angel on "It's a Wonderful Life," Clarence, right?
Mhm.
You can imagine the crap I put this poor old guy through in a day. It's like I can do anything, say anything. It's just like, oh, Sid, oh no, Sid, oh Sid, oh no. It's like, oh, you're good, Sid. It's like, but no, it's a lot of fun hanging out with him. We got there real early this morning at the radio station at the new Sears Roebuck Theater, where they get all these new places that made me feel bad. So the new bakery, coffee shops, all this cool stuff there in Memphis. No one to come to it, so I bought a couple banana nut loaves from the bakery, and she just get something back to that place.
Nice. Very nice. How did the interview go?
Well, really good. Bishop Phoebe, she's a really cool lady. I don't know really a whole lot about her, to be honest. I hate to say that. I only met her a couple of times. She's just come to the church, as our bishop. She's bishop, my understanding, is from Mississippi River east to the Tennessee River. It's that part of Tennessee, what that is. I don't know if that's a country saying.
Sounds like it.
I know, right? I thought Episcopalians, that's why I went there. I thought they were smarter people than Baptists. She sounds like a hick from Tennessee. She's from Virginia. But man, I think it would be a Baptist after today. No, just kidding. No, just kidding.
Real quick,
But,
Terry.
she's really cool. Do I?
Oh, no. Sorry. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
No, she's a really cool lady. So we talked about that and a little bit about Drew, how I used to call him the Holy Hillbilly and all that. Had a good laugh and talked about Mother King. I think I've told about her on here before, and just church stuff,
Very, very cool. I'm getting Terry on here because he goes, finally got on first time. Glad to be here.
Thanks, Terry, for interrupting me. So you're off after your first time. How does that feel? Sign back up, buddy.
And welcome to Internet Sid. Even Val's here. Happy Thursday, guys.
Hey, Val, how you doing?
And Sean from England. Good evening, Sid from London, UK. 2021 is the year for Sid to rule again and kick serious ass. Hello, Rob, too.
Hey, hey, Sean.
I got in on the end of that one. That's good.
There you go. That's good. You're in there somewhere. Like Steve Martin said during that act, remember, during that scene, he's talking to that girl. He says, "Hey, next time you're making love to your boyfriend, you think you could think of me?" She goes, "Baby, you can make love to my boyfriend, and you could think of me." He goes, "Hey, as long as I'm in there somewhere."
There we go. I was mentioned.
Yeah, there you go. You were in there.
Well, and that kind of brings us to it because with our challenge, we're getting people from everywhere. We had Andrew on last week from England, and now we have another guest all the way from Australia. Nathan, welcome to the Vicious Circle.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Hey, Nathan, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Sweating my ass off here.
I bet we were talking earlier. You told us how hot it was there.
Yeah.
I was in Australia a couple times. It is hot there. I mean, like another hot people just can't imagine.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you said, we were chatting earlier and just said to Rob before, I'm pretty sure you've got snow there at the moment.
I do.
Yeah, it's 70 degrees here.
Yeah, not here.
No, I've never seen snow in 36 years. Never seen snow.
Wow.
I'll send you some.
Geez, thanks.
Might look like water by the time it gets there, but trust me, it was snow.
As long as it's not yellow, we're all good.
That's flavored, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's one way of putting it.
So what made you want to do this challenge?
Well, I've got 3 kids. The youngest only being 8 months old. And I tell you what,
Hey, stop 1 second. Stop 1 second. Show us a picture of Nathan as of now.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring this up. Share the screen. Boom.
And quickly back off. Quickly back off. Yeah, you have had 3 children the last couple of weeks. Looks like you ate a couple children today. Stop that, Nathan. Good time to go to die for the children in Australia.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the dingo that took the baby. It was me.
Oh, man, this is good stuff. Good, Nathan. Thanks for coming on. Talk to you next week. No, go ahead, Rob.
I was just going to say, you also mentioned you were uber competitive.
Yes. Well, I played football for about 12 years here in Australia. Not that padded up crap that you play over there. And yeah, it was just one of those things. And I'm the youngest of 4 kids. It's non-stop in competition with family and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's kind of one of those things. As soon as I hear there's a competition, I want in on that, and you're not going to beat me. It's just that simple.
That's awesome, man.
See, I think that goes back to the accountability that you were talking about, Sid.
No, it does, and but it does make. But it sounds like this guy really not going to need a lot of accountability. Sounds like it's something he heard. It gave him enough to kickstart what's already inside this guy. He doesn't need a lot of help, but it'll be someone that he can bounce off ideas from back and forth from us. And I believe the way he sounds, I believe he will win this.
Yeah. Andy says this yellow snow tastes like asparagus.
Man, dude, Andy, you're out of here. Sign back up. Rob, block him, defriend him, Facebook, all that stuff,
Will do. And
wow,
never
man.
Things you can't unsee. Thanks, Sid.
Here's the pencil, internet pencil. I'm racing him off.
There we go.
Gone, Andy. But sign back up.
So what was your main objective? Like when we sat down, what was your goal?
The goal is actually to be able to do things with my kids again. Because like I said, for the past 13 months, I travel for work, and with Corona, I'm physically not allowed to travel anywhere. Sydney is on an absolute lockdown. So I've basically just been sitting at home, eating, drinking beers, doing nothing, and I've gained over 20 kilo. Now it's and it may not sound like much, but you notice it when you're carrying it around all day. I even went to go for a walk with my daughter the other day, the 8-month-old, and I didn't even make it halfway through the park, and I had to have a sit down. That's how bad it's gotten. So, okay. Yeah, that's...
Well, Nathan, I'm telling you, it is, I think, 20 kilos is like 40 or 50 pounds at least on what we're talking about. And I lost 40 pounds. And after that, I'm telling you, just getting up, walking around, doing the simple things. The simple things. Like you said,
Yeah.
right there, you'll get that back for sure. And also this, you don't want it on your joints because you don't. As we get older, I don't care if you didn't do anything but sit on your butt all your life, you're gonna have aching pains, right? So we don't need to aid, quicken any of that stuff on us. One time I went to the track. Someone told me about doing farmers walks. So I said, I could do it. He said he tried it with 40 pounds, couldn't get, anywhere. So I took these 20-pound dumbbells, literally could, and I'm in shape at this time, right? I couldn't get halfway around the track. I was really looking at my truck going, how am I going to get these things back there? So think about it, again, it's tough on you. So yeah, I think that's a really good goal. And I think you're going to reach it pretty easily.
Thank you very much.
Jeremy commented, great show, Rob and Sid. You guys always make my day. And thank you very, very much for making me one of your amazing fans. I like that.
Oh, thank you, Jeremy.
And this one's interesting. Jefferson said, damn, I remember watching Sid back in the 80s and recall a rumor about his sister working as a nurse for a youth camp my dad managed. That was a lot of booze ago.
Yeah. I don't know about my sisters working in a youth camp unless it's distributing crack cocaine. No, I'm just kidding. I was joking. No, my sister works at FedEx most of her life. Mother's sister, no, they never did anything like that I can remember, any camps or anything.
Real quick question here for Layla. We mentioned it once before. Hey, Sid, why in the WWE did your name change from Sid Justice in 91 to Psycho Sid in 95? And also in 95, you look thin. From Lima, Peru.
Well, I'll tell you what, when 95, when I did look thin, I started that high protein diet. I swear that's what I did. And my goal was at that time was to see if I could keep all my strength from, say, wherever I was above 300 to however low I got. I think I got down to, sometime there, 195, 1995, I think I got down to, 270. And that was that's a bunch of weight from what I was. It's called diet fat, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Internet Sid, man, you got to keep him on that leash.
That's it.
So you said that gyms are locked down in Australia right now, right?
Quite a lot of them, yeah. There's only one I found locally that has only just reopened, and they're only open for 4 hours a day. So it's a very small window, and if you're not signed up for that day, you don't get to go in and work out because they're limited to the amount of people that can actually go through the doors.
Well, Nathan, this is the good news about that. We're going to lose weight so much faster through diet than we can at the gym. When we get on a piece of equipment or we look at one of these fancy watches, they said we burned 1,000 calories because we did 1,000 steps or blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that for a minute. Now, exercise does help. It does burn some calories, and it does speed up our metabolism. It does lengthen our life, all these great things. But we don't have to count on that for just our weight loss alone. But so what we're going to have to do is, like a lot of people I'm talking to, Nathan, is they're going to find something they can do, like walking outside. And then when you get past that, you got to figure out how to lengthen that walk or make it more productive. And, if you're capable physically, I think sounds like things you are, as this weight starts coming off. And I tell people too, start slow. Say, do your walk, wherever you're doing at the very end of it. Just if you're able to, squat down and come up. If you find a few steps, just do 10 steps, come down and do 10 more, and then stop. Don't kill yourself. And then two, right now with people that are having a lockdown, you don't have to burn yourself out the first day. Give yourself something to grow on and be able to set new goals. A lot of these gyms or places I see that I really like, they'll have people where they can reach a goal even maybe the next day. That way we don't get burned out.
I know with me personally, when I set goals, I try to keep them small because the further away they are, the more chance there is I'm going to get to day 3 and go, screw it.
Yeah, exactly, man. Have that goal again, but of course, what you're saying too, you want to lose weight and get fit. So, start doing as we lose weight, we got to make transformations. And I think that's what you're talking about, what you said earlier today so far. So just do your numbers like side bends, twist. If you have to find one of these little videos telling you what to do, I turned my uncle on to a show we have here in the country called PBS. It's a public broadcasting system. There's a lady on there, and I know a lot of people will laugh about this, but her name's Miranda Smith. It's called Classical Stretch. And she's really got some really good tips on there. Just how to, again, simply how to, if you're just learning how to walk again, where you do want to be able to continue to walk, she's got a really great person to do that. And she's got advanced classes as well. So again, I was talking to him today, and man, he really sounded pretty cool about things. Like, man, he goes, I was trying some of that. He goes, but that one leg stuff, I'm not ready for, so I'm not ready for it either. I started to do what I'm able to do high leg carryovers. She does one standing that's pretty difficult, but it's really flexible. Works with her. Again, if we had all this idle time, I would sitting around, doing some stretches, some calisthenics, abs, side bends, just everything to transform. Because when we lose weight, that part of losing weight and the skin become adhesive to the muscle again to where we can see it. It's a slow process too, So how we, because everybody says this. Now you're going to say this too. People say, Sid, how do you tighten this up down here? Or how to tighten this up down here? It's numbers, man. So just do whatever you got to do. And if it's going to take you 1,000 times, it's going to take more than that. Say 1,000 repetitions to get there. You better start. And we're losing weight. That's going to happen. So if you want to be fit, get all that together. I'm just now, after really 8-9 months, seeing some of that happen for me. So again, you don't get frustrated. Again, set that simple goal. I'm going to lose 5 pounds, and I'm going to be able to do 10 steps, and I'm going to stay just right around 2,000 calories right now.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying with the simple goals, but I have a bit of an odd mentality when it comes to stuff like this. I like the unobtainable. And I like the fact that people say, you can't do that. That's right. The motivator that I like. Like when I turn up and I've done it, I can get there and just do that, rub it in their face and just like, I told you I could do it.
Nathan, you're talking at Mr. Rub It in your effing face, okay? No one – I lived my whole life running for that. Like, used to when I'd run bleachers for hours – and I'd get tired, and I was been out there. Now, again, I've already worked out, say, from a little bit from 5 to 7. Now, I'm the first one to track doing bleachers from 7 to 12 sometimes. And I'm trying to get up that bleacher for that last step. Whether sometimes that first one, and the sun's coming up, and I go, you know what? No one's out here but me. And who's up there? The person I hate the most. And I'm going to get up there and step on them. And I get up there, I spit before I hit that top step, and I go, puh, on the man right there. Up you, man. So again, nobody uses, like I had to tell a couple this morning. This is a true story. Nice couple. When you're in there at 4:00 with a guy like me, it's probably pretty scary, So I'm in there going, hey, yeah, I'm talking now. I'm reciting lyrics from Monster Magnet. Open your mouth and say my name. And I'm like, why? So no shit, Rob Zombie, jealousy, superstition, and fear, and they're freaking out. So finally, I said, man, they're probably scared to death. So took my headphones down yesterday morning. I said, hey, guys, y'all have a good morning. They were like, wow, he talks, So this morning I could tell they were a little on their heels again. So I did my lyrics again because I'm talking to myself the whole time. So I said, listen, guys, how y'all doing this morning? Oh, great. And I said, I'm going to tell you, what I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to y'all. Now, this is the way I get through a workout. And I said, you have 2 approaches. Approach it like an offensive lineman, to where you go, okay, just or you go right through a GD wall, every time for a set. So I like that GD wall a lot more than so that's where I'm more comfortable. So what I'm getting to, Nathan, I like that too. And I want to tell everybody that, but not everyone wants to hear that. So I'm trying to be nice, to people.
Australians got thick skin. You can't get us.
Okay, I'll remember that. Well, I just did that. You had 3 kids already on the show. I should know that already.
David said, yeah, I'm about to start a new healthy eating and training next week. Got to lose about 40 to 50 pounds myself. So he's jumping in too.
Oh, cool, man.
Tom said, I love internet, Sid. How's the diet going, Sid and Rob?
Well, I'll tell people, I'm going to share a story about, I hope that this isn't boring people. So when people say, "Hey, Sid, I diet my butt off. I only lost a pound last night, or since from yesterday or whatever." No, I gained a pound, and everything was perfect. That's what I meant. Yeah, everything's perfect, but dying my ass off, I got on the scale and gained a pound. Well, all right. So we, that I've been dieting pretty hard myself. In the last say 5 or 6 days, it's just been white meat and vegetables pretty much. And so when I got on the scale yesterday, it was up 6 pounds. Now, Rob, I've told you this. And I think I've said this before on the show, so I won't have to repeat this all the time. What I believe happens is this. I know in working out, when you're trying to get bigger muscle, you're not going to see your gains from day to day. What you see when you see like a big strength gain or a big size gain, it's something that happened months ago. And I believe that's what happens in diet too. And so that's what happened to me. My diet was perfect for those few days. My weight went up 4 or 6, I think it was 6 pounds. And then went back down for today. So I was still right around 2 pounds heavier. But it was something I'd eaten for a few days, say 9 or 10 days before that was when I was having all that red meat. So I don't know if this is how it works. This is me guessing. I wonder if when you're on the perfect machine, everything's going perfect, and also you come off, then it comes off track a little bit. The machine, all of a sudden, when it's back on, well, it's back here. So now you got that space where everything lagged behind. And I think that's where it comes to, Nathan, when people say, "Can I have a cheat day?" You know,
Yeah.
that's what happens, man. All this, everything's going good. We're off track. Man, it's going to take a while to get it back. Oh shit, they just taking another cheat day. Well, that's how he had 3 kids.
It was cheat days.
All right, man.
Question for you: if I'm counting calories, could I, let's say, have a burger if that's within my calorie count, and then just take out a few other things in order to slide that burger in there?
Yep.
No, so I can still have the occasional fatty
Yeah.
nice stuff, but it's just
Yeah.
got to be within my calorie count.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing I think Sid was trying to stress, and I know I do. Whatever you're doing, incorporate it into your life. Like with mine, I count carbs because I'm a diabetic.
Mhm.
So with my carb count, I always have a small treat that I can put in there. It might just be a piece of a Kit Kat bar or something like that, but it's already counted into my carbs. So it doesn't affect my total carb intake.
So what would, like obviously, if I'm eating a Dirty Big Macca's burger or something like that, it's going to have all the bad fats and all that sort of stuff. So is that something else that I have to cater for if I'm going to try and slide a burger in here or there? Maybe pizza, something like that?
I'm sorry, I didn't really understand what you're saying. Is it you say it's okay to have an extra cheeseburger?
No. With your burgers, pizza, all that sort of stuff, it's going to have all those bad fats in it, like the cheese on top that just oozes fat and all that sort of stuff. Instead of just counting my calorie intake, I've also got to consider the bad fats and all that sort of stuff that I'm taking in as well, don't I?
For sure. That's what a thing about dieting. We it's a little off what you're saying that when we diet, we gotta watch not to we don't eat enough of the good things. Meaning, like you said, cheese. Now, if you wanted to say make that burger a little bit better, that would be without the cheese, without the bread, and have a pickle on the side. Okay, then you could eat a little bit more of that. But still, the burger's got the saturated fat. That's when your diet becomes unhealthy. But again, we're going to have those once in a while. And you can't even have a cheeseburger. You have it with the bread and everything on it. You just count those calories and say, okay, that's what I had today. And I tell people too, and because I don't want anyone, man, if you have 4 cheeseburgers in a day, forget about it and start over the next day. You don't have to think of this. When people say this is a lifestyle, I mean, yeah, man, nobody, I'm trying to stop cussing. That's not going to happen, but I'm trying all the time. So again on that, if you have a cheeseburger, forget about it. Just say I'm having it. I counted it out. Hey, it even puts you over your calories. That happens. But this is a lifestyle. So what you do, you go, hey, next time I'm gonna remember that. Um, been looking into this Noom diet a little bit with the help of Lori, one of the contestants. This is what when you look at some of these helpful tips in that Noom diet, what they suggest is like it's little things that trigger our diet. And all the things I heard about is this. It sounds like this is that we talk ourselves into having these things we don't need. like the cheeseburgers or something
Oh,
like
I
that,
do.
where you could say, man, wouldn't it be nice for a cheat day just have a really nice fruit salad? That to me sounds pretty good. Or a frozen smoothie, with a little juice or something. But again, this is something too. I really believe this. For me, now, as I'm just getting away from it, when I hadn't eaten red meat in a long time, when I first started it, I mean, I had to give stuff away and give it to my dogs. I couldn't make myself eat it. Then when I started, I'm okay, and then I got used to it again. But it's still, I think you get away from it. You go to it that one time. I think most of that'd be it. I think it'd be enough to go, hey, that was that one time. That was enough for me. I'm gonna go back to white meat.
Kevin's got a question I'm curious on. Hey guys, I read that spinach is basically a natural steroid. Thoughts?
Never heard of that. I'll
No.
start pumping it into my veins as soon as we get off this show. That'll help. No. I think spinach is great. Um, I love spinach. I use a lot. I eat a lot of it. But I will say this: spinach and anything green is high in vitamin K, and it thickens the blood. So that's why a lot of older people can't have greens, especially if they're on blood thinners and stuff like that, because they're trying to not get their blood thick. So I think spinach is good, but I think it's one of those vegetables we'd want to, again, it being green, we'd want to watch um, how we take too much of it in, and if it's
Moderation.
compared to steroids, we might say that might be true.
Richard here said, "Hi Sid, sorry if someone's already asked already. Have you noticed WWE's YouTube channel just uploaded your Royal Rumble title victory against Shawn Michaels?"
No, I can't believe I missed that because I spend like every minute of the day watching for that to happen. You're off the show. Please sign back up. Love you. I do, man.
Oh, and Danilo, he's got the perfect creed for us. Do
Okay.
unto the man what the man would do unto you, but do it first. Maniacal laugh.
That's it. I remember that.
Yes. Let me see here. The David Gold says, also tell Sid we are excited to have him back on the asylum in the next few months. Oh, David Gold must work at Virtual Asylum.
Okay.
The last show was amazing and he is freaking hilarious.
Oh, thanks, man.
Terry here, he mentioned the DDPY package just arrived at my house 2 days ago, but I haven't started it yet because of the diet plan involved. It's a huge change to what I've been eating and drinking. People often forget diet is just as important as the training, but no beer or dairy like cheese freaks me out a little bit.
No, but don't take it out all the way. Take a little bit at a time. We got to have it in there, to keep our bones strong and stuff like that. But hold on a second. Let's go back to this. Did he say DDP yoga thing?
DDPY.
Get your money back, okay? Just do yourself a favor. Get your money back right away. No, I was kidding. Yoga's for, I don't know, stupid people. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody just unsigned right now. I'm just kidding, all yoga lovers. Just kidding, man. No, I don't know. The old lady I'm watching on this classical stretch, she didn't say not to do yoga, but I don't know. It's a lot of farting. I don't know.
Well, see, I talked to DDP once, and his DDPY, it's not yoga. It has it in it, but it's a lifestyle change. Just like the guy said, he changes every aspect of your life. So it's not just yoga.
No, I've not watched any of his stuff, but I would say if I was trying to really reach a goal, I would probably consider, this deal with Dallas Page, because I really do think he does take a hands-on approach. Because he's taking such a hands-on approach, he's got his hands in your pocket. So if you like that hands-on approach, go straight for that. No, I was kidding. I'm not kidding, but who knows? So if you're paying for it, you're sort of stupid. No, I'm just kidding.
Dean's got a lot to say, and unfortunately, he covers up Nathan when I put the question up. Like, boom, Nathan's gone. It's different for everyone. For me, my job is very physical. He's a plasterer. So that helps a bit. I'm 6'1.5", probably around 185 pounds. I play a lot of tennis and do a lot of running with a few push-ups and various planks. So personally, for me, my goal is to be always in good shape, not necessarily great shape. I don't eat super healthy, but not bad. Cardio is key. Then eat anything in moderation.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good weight. I mean, he's not overweight. 185 is usually a perfect weight for people. So a lot of us doesn't have to do you know watch our weight or do too much exercise. We get away with it. And hats off to people that can do that. I mean, myself, I could do. I don't have to really eat everything healthy too. If I just stayed away from juices and did my regular workouts, I'm gonna go through my life without any problem at all. But I do it because I like to challenge myself. Okay, so unsign and get a better attitude, punk.
And we know about you and fruit juices, don't we?
That's it. Yeah, man.
Yep. I love that picture.
Give me a fart tonight. You got a grunt?
Do I have a grunt? I think we do. Where is it? This one. Nope, that's the expression. That's our grunt.
Yeah, that's what about you and walk around at 185 all the time. Okay.
Here's Andrew. He was on last time. I think Sid is really sharing his best experience here. Every word is brilliant. Thank you. Good luck, Nathan.
Wow.
Thank
Wow, Drew. We need more people like you in the vicious circle. Hey,
Yes.
just keep signing. We love you, dude.
Oh, there's a person here. Jay Fellers said, "I'm glad to work with Sid in Continental Championship Wrestling."
I'm glad
Can-
to work with Sid in Continental Chip Wrestling like we have it or we're going to.
Kind of sound like he did, but I don't know. I don't recognize the name.
I didn't know Continental was back open, but yeah, that was a fun place, man. It really was.
Terry's got another question from Aberdeen, Florida. Sid, when you worked with Sean, Razor, and Diesel in '95, and even Triple H and X-Pac later in the year, did people backstage assume you were a member of the Clique, for better or worse?
This is again. I'll explain this click thing. There really wasn't a click. Everybody thinks about not like it was. I mean, like everybody thinks it was. It was so over exaggerated. I would say yes. I was friends with everyone. I wasn't in a fashion. What happens, people, is that we're we can't all ride in a bus together all the time. So we'll get in groups that say, all right, say people know that you're on this time of the day or card, so you ride with the people that you can travel with, or people are doing things you want to do. Like I wanted to work out with people. I want to ride with people who wanted to work out and put that first, and no party and stuff like that. So that's what you saw with the people with me, and those guys like to hang out and do the things they wanted to. Nothing against that, but it wasn't a clique. But I hung out and talked to those guys all the time. It's just again, my deal is get back, go to sleep, and get up and do the deal again.
James has got a good question. Sid, at your peak, what were you doing for exercise, and what time did you start?
Well, I started at 3:30 in the morning. My first workout would be about 4:45. We'd work out from about 5 to 7. I'd go home. This would be a perfect day, okay, if I had nothing else to do. I'd go home. I'd have a meal, take a nap. I know this sounds crazy. I'd get up and I'd meet my second workout partner for the second workout, and this was run just bleachers. And we'd run bleachers and sprints and agility drills up to 2 hours. I'd go home, eat, take a nap, and then I'd go back for my third workout, and it'd be another body part, another 2 hours, and then go home and eat and hang out and repeat.
See, that's the part that makes me feel bad, because you're sitting there talking about your third exercise, and I'm still trying to get one done. Okay.
Now I think about it. I did that on the road, guys, without the naps. So not always, but a lot of times.
Here we go. Brad sent in some pictures. Brad Whitmer goes, "Hi, Rob and Sid. Rod and Sid. I've been cold worse. I would like to hear what your thoughts of the pics I sent in. These are the ones I showed you before, where he asked us to talk about drinking and driving, because apparently he was in an accident, and that is insane to think that he actually survived that."
I want to tell you something. I've been in so many wrecks that made cars that look like a safe car, but drinking and driving is stupid. I brag about it sometimes. Not brag. I talk in a boasting manner. Um, I used to outrun the cops every night. I got 2 DUIs in one night, and then one the next weekend. And of course, I'm not saying this to make it any better, but it was really at that time like a speeding ticket. But it is stupid to do. Of course, drinking for me, I only drank to be cool. I didn't like it. Didn't like being drunk. Didn't like the taste of alcohol. But just did it to be cool. And for unfortunately, a lot of us are doing this to be cool, and a lot of people suffer from that. So, against drinking and driving.
Oh, and Jay's right. Texting too. That's the big thing now.
No, it is, for sure.
Oh, even a hello from Howie. Hello again, Sid, from cold, snowy Newfoundland, Canada. See, everybody's got snow but you guys.
I know, right?
What is that all about?
Rubbing it in.
Yeah. See, more rubbing it in. Tom wants to know, Sid, where did the chest fist bump with the fans come from?
Well, it came from I just always trying to think of something new, and I came up with years ago. First run with WCW, I did that and whatever, and I remember my wife Sabrina said, "Man, you really need to do that more often." And I didn't really do it as much as I should have. Then it started picking on and pick it up and pick it up, and just went from there.
Let's see here too. Tom said, I've been on the keto for 4 days, and this is my daily macronutrient amount proteins: 156 grams of carbohydrates, 31 grams of fats, 216 grams of total calories. Fats 216 grams, and total calories 2693 calories.
That's good, man. That's really good. I like to see the fat pull back a little bit. Think about keto diets, everyone. I argued with a couple of people with that. They're my friends, not people on the show. I mean, not that you guys are my friends. What am I saying? Just joking. But no, these 2 girls I argue with all the time, Sally and Sheila. They don't know each other. They've been on this keto diet for years, and they're the same people that tell me, I woke up this morning dying my ass off and I'm a pound heavier. That's what happens. You cannot eat cheeseburgers all day long, people. And that's what happens. You cannot. Now, I saw on PBS, a stupid place to find stuff smart for you, they talked about the keto diet. This guy was talking about it could really be a healthy diet. When I said, well, really, the keto diet is a protein diet. They go, well, that's Atkins. No, it isn't. It's sort of the same thing. I've talked about this. I was telling Nathan this. And I feel like I'm repeating myself. This is how all our bodies work. And I don't care who you are. You can't change this. There's a battery here. When that battery is charged, we can't lose weight. And the only thing charges that battery are carbohydrates. Okay. And that's why these protein diets are so effective. But we can't eat this unhealthy stuff all the time. And if we were to say replace that cheeseburger or that cheese or whatever they think they're eating with say a chicken breast and a slice of couple slices of grilled squash. You know what I mean? You're not going to beat that. You can't argue with me about that. What sounds better, a piece of cheese or a piece of meat, or a piece of chicken with a couple slices of grilled squash?
I'm staying out of this one.
Well, yeah. Well, we just saw your picture, right? So you stop eating kids. You don't have any say-so in this diet, buddy. You're just a participant. I wish it was a contest of where who could eat the least amount of kids in 6 months. No wonder we see the population go down over there. And you guys don't have as many cases of COVID because y'all are eating each other. That's cool. That's one way to get to herd immunity. There's everybody herding out to the Australians. Oh, let's eat each other.
Okay. Pam said, hey guys, I'm here. Let's start the party. That's
all right, Pam.
Let's go, Internet Sid.
All right.
Let's see. And Jerry said, hey Sid, remember me from Ottawa?
These pictures all look like I can barely see them. I'll just say, yeah. Love you, Jerry.
That's awesome. I got to ask, because you just mentioned, you sound like you're repeating yourself. Being in your position, because you went through interviews like crazy from the 90s to even today, how do you handle hearing the same questions because they must come at you. The basic questions. What made you want to get into wrestling? You know,
Right.
what was your favorite match? Who's your favorite opponent? How do you handle answering these same questions all the time?
Well, sometimes I hope that I can think of another answer, just like on the movie Madhouse, the podcast movie Madhouse. I had I had one answer no one else had, so I always try to get answers no one. I was trying to figure an answer that they haven't heard.
That's a good
Take it
idea.
as a challenge, and but again, I know it sounds repetitive, but if someone doesn't know, that means someone else doesn't know. That's what I got to tell myself.
That's fair. That's very, very fair.
You know what I mean?
Tom mentioned here, he goes, Nathan, consistency is key. Stick with it and you will do well. Oh,
Hold on, Tom. Is this your challenge or is this my challenge? Tom, unsign and come back next week. I'm sorry, buddy.
Tom says, my keto diet is very strict. I'm eating chicken thighs mostly with avocado and lettuce.
Okay, stay in the show. You're doing a good job.
Avocado. That's the one
thing. That's good, man. The only thing about avocado, it really doesn't have any taste.
That's why I don't like it.
No, what you have to do, you have to mix it with a little tomato, a little onion, a little mayonnaise, make it, guacamole, a little lime juice.
I don't know. Nebra's got a good point. Sid should be working with the WWE Performance Center with all this knowledge. Imagine the amount of monsters they could have pumping out of that place.
Well, yeah, that or just what they need to do is pump some knowledge into these knuckleheads about how to get over. That would be nice for them. You know what? I was really thinking, I forgot I missed wrestling last night. But you know what, guys? Wrestling could be almost over. I was thinking, really, how do they get back the people? The people now know that it's a complete work because of USC and just the bad stuff they're doing now. So really, why would people go to a live event anymore? I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk about that. I was thinking about that earlier, thinking, wow, what would the reason be? Why would you go back to that when you could go to real baseball, or real UFC, or you might go to a theater to see something like that, a movie theater.
But see, that's just it. I think wrestling is theater, and honestly, I think anything not inside our homes right now, people will just line up for.
They might. They will. They will.
Well,
they were doing pretty bad before it started. All business were only other than AEW, and they were dwindling back down too. I know that thing wasn't for real, their numbers, but I don't know, Rob. I'm not saying for sure. I don't have it for sure on this. I'm not predicting this on anyone, but there's a chance it doesn't make it through because they were already so bad. It's now going. They're talking today. It's going to be till fall of this year for things get back to normal. So you're going to go to wrestling at your own risk. So people aren't going to be lined up to go there.
No, not yet.
Keep going by. People are going to say, "Hey, what happens?" I feel like this. People didn't have enough time to go because they were already doing it. They weren't showing up to the shows. They're only watching TV. To where they would go to a live event. This might be the time for wrestling to take the format of a company like UFC. Think about it. UFC does like 2 or 3 live events, and they make $20 billion a day, and they don't have any overhead, and they're paying all these people unbelievable money. Wouldn't the guys like to be involved in something like that? You only have to work like 4 days a month and get paid millions of dollars, and they make it all on reruns.
Watching them over and over.
Over and over. They've got to figure that out somehow. Because that's really putting it above their heads.
James here says it's for the character and for the show. Yeah, and that's true, as long as it's done right.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Well, I'll say that again. They were already stopped. They were already not going. So it's just they're so far from everything. Again, they're so far from what they were. People did believe, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's characters and shows, but now it's just a bunch of stupid characters making stupid entrances, and that's about it. I'm not saying it's good, but it's just not as appealing.
Yeah. Terry says, because wrestling is a movie that we control as fans, or at least we're supposed to if the higher-ups are listening.
Oh, they're never listening.
No, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is the time that the fans can really get their say-so, everyone. I really believe that because, again, there's already very few people going. And this right now, our society is listening to the people. Just like the change in in the White House today or yesterday. You know what I mean? People have more say so now, and people are getting smart to that too. And I guarantee if like a part of the country like the Northeast, and that fan base is as strongest as anywhere in the whole world. If they got together, because they're the ones that make all the wrestling and all the big shows like WrestleMania go off. If the Northeast wrestling fans just said, you know what, until we get our way, we're not going to it. And if AEW is going to give it to us, that's where we're going to go. By God, shit would happen.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of got to take into account there, though, if the fans do get their way and they say, well, look, this is who we want to win, this is how we want the match to go, what's the bloody point of the show anyway? Because then there is no little hidden thing that pops out. It just ruins everything completely.
Well, only thing is why I think the fans should have a little say so is because I think right now they're the only ones that've got their finger on the pulse. Evidently, what they're doing isn't working. They can't even. I mean, their production is great, but compared to the show to AEW, some reason they're still getting beat. It's just because it's too much stupid. To me, just I don't know. It's just so far from what it used to be.
And if you follow the fans, then you can start giving them what they didn't even know they wanted. And that's when you start hitting the real marks.
Right.
We got Rocky on here. Rocky Turner. Hey, guys. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Rock.
Virtual Asylum. Oh, and speaking of that, Sid, what's your thoughts on Lex Luger? He's on the Asylum Live in a couple of weeks.
Man, I think everyone that can get on there and join in and give that guy get an autograph from this guy. Me and Lex weren't good friends. I'll say that at the beginning, but he put a lot into this business. He's down for sure. He needs all the help we can give him. Again, he put everything he had in this, guys, and that's where he's left. So I think we all should get behind. If anything we can do, we should do it.
Absolutely. I got to admit, that's exactly why I love what Rocky and Asylum have done.
No, it is, man. Think about this. Lex couldn't get so. It'd be so hard for Lex to get somewhere else. And the bad luck you have in these virtual things. I've had bad luck. Cactus Jack got COVID. You don't get COVID sitting at home,
No. No, you shouldn't.
Right.
Corey asked, when can we get your autograph? Well, I hear you're going back on Virtual Asylum, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we get that date, we'll make sure we post it here.
Right.
Here's Terry. Speaking of UFC, Conor McGregor returns Saturday night. Will you be watching? And if so, do you think he dominates as usual?
I won't watch it. I'll tell you why. Because I know in a couple of weeks they'll show that pay-per-view. And if it's a knockout, just a fluke knockout to the back of the head again, you won't waste your money on that. But no, if I would love to be watching. Conor McGregor is the big deal in UFC right now. But I am secretly hoping for this other guy. He's just he even said, he goes, I'm not faster, I'm not stronger, but he's not going to win. But I like to see this other guy win.
I think that's the difference between watching wrestling and watching reality, is because when you watch wrestling and you go into that main event, you're going to get a 10, 15 minute, 20 minute bout.
Right.
You go to the main event of UFC, it could be over in literal seconds.
Right. But of course, I've never bought a wrestling pay-per-view and never would either. So, but no, that's what you get with the fight, with fights. And I don't think a fan's ever disappointed with that. I think a fan would be disappointed with a 25-minute match that went into a DQ or a counter, or someone walked to the back without finishing the match. So that's why they don't have the numbers UFC are having. So, no, I would be happy with a quick knockout any day over a bad finish. Okay.
Nathan, do you have any wrestling questions that you've always wanted to talk to the master and ruler of the world?
Actually, a couple. One of them is you always hear about the stuff that happens backstage, and people not actually getting along behind the scenes, but you're supposed to be friends when you're out there, in the middle of the ring. Was there anybody that you were supposed to be friends with when you were out there that you didn't get along with out the back? And did you ever come to blows with anyone backstage?
Came to blows with a guy one time. I've told the story. I really regret doing it. It was some poor guy me and Danny was working with in Texas, and he didn't sell the finish, and we beat him up from the ring to the back. Not too bad, but not something I'm comfortable doing like that. I don't believe in teaching people lessons like that. Um, Only other really altercation I had since a similar deal where there was a guy named Wendell Cooley in the beginning of my wrestling career down in Continental. He sort of taking advantage of me a little bit because I was sort of green, and a guy named Bob Blackburn, the DI, told me this and showed me how to grab a guy in one of these sugar holes, and I sugared old Wendell out, and he called me in my room. I said, "Man, we can go to the parking lot and finish it there, or we can finish it at the show tonight." I said, "Well, you can just stop, just quit it." And he chose to quit, and that really was about it. You don't see a lot of fights happening in the ring or outside the ring or in the locker room. Reason being, there's a lot of people just don't want to fight. There's not a lot of people jumping in line to get in a fist fight. So that's just an uncomfortable place for a lot of people. But no, not really. Other than that one time, and that one time that I was sort of talked into sugaring somebody, it was just to say, "Hey, stop taking advantage of me." Usually, when you show that hey, don't do that to me, the word gets out, and that usually stops. Happened in Japan one time when I first got there. They were really roughing me up, and someone said, "Hey, man, you really." It's like you got to be like you were Lord Humongous, but 10 times that. And I started kicking people in the teeth, and that sort of everything calmed down a little bit.
Okay. Another question?
Yeah. Is that the same kind of deal as a receipt? Like if you're in a ring and someone messes up and actually smacks you in the face with a chair, is that the same sort of deal? Like, do you hold them in your back pocket and just wait to get someone at the right time?
I think everyone holds something in their pocket sometimes for that. Usually, what happens in a receipt, and we give receipts for potatoes, and usually a person will take a couple potatoes before they consider giving a receipt because maybe the first one was an accident, and maybe the second one was an accident. They just don't know what they're doing, so they'll go, "Okay, hey, let me give a receipt right here," and they get their attention, lighten up a little bit, or it keeps coming back as well.
And see, I think that's what was going on when you talked about what you and Dan did to the one jobber that you were wrestling with. If you watch that match, he's no selling the move, but when he gets up, he's groggy. So
Right.
it looks like inexperience.
It was, and that's why I'm against that. I remember Mark Merrill one time sort of got done the same way by Ron Harris and Ron Simmons. Ron Simmons and Butch Reed, and I told both those guys. I said I disagree with what y'all did. I said I don't agree taking advantage of people. And what it was, Mark was a really good guy. Still is a good guy. He didn't know what he was doing wrong. He was thrown outside the ring. He wasn't given the finish. He was just helping the other guy up. And so I said, we don't grow by things like that, But no, I think that we don't teach people lessons like that.
It was just the culture at that point too, though.
It was the culture. Same culture as like these guys take advantage of these, like you said, job guys. I just like to call them enhancement guys or nice guys in a bad spot. I'd always give those guys extra money, for doing a good job for me. So when I saw there was a couple guys, Dave Pinzer and Rip Rogers was bringing a lot of them from Florida and taking half their money, putting them all in one hotel where the company was paying for everything. And I really did try to get both of them fired. It didn't work. I don't like opportunists of that type,
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, man, Nathan, thank you so much for joining us. All right. If you want to stick around for a second, please feel free. We're just going to wrap up the show, though. Okay.
Yeah, no worries at all.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me, guys.
Thanks, Nathan. Have a good week.
All right, Sid. Any last words?
Yeah, I really. What about you? You got any last words today?
Just before we get into that, again, if people are interested in the shirt, we've got quite a few. And if we get a few more, I definitely will put the order in. Okay. I just need to make sure we have enough to cover everything. That is it lit up, and that's it in the dark.
Good
so
deal.
If you are interested, send me an email, info@viciouscirclepod.com. All right. And the other thing, let me get rid of that picture. if you are taking part in the challenge and you're sending in your donation, okay, what was the donation again?
What's it for?
For the challenge. Yeah. How are we working the donation?
Oh, this is the thing. Just seeing what you want to, and I think I said it the other day, or if I haven't said it on the show, I've said it to Rob. I feel like people think that we're taking this, putting these 20. This I think we've got like $25 total. That we're putting this $25 in our pocket. So I thought, okay, since I don't know social media, what we're going to do, Rob, is we're going to start posting a few pictures of the people. We didn't do it for this show. I did it. We've been taking pictures for our church and for our bishop's radio and so I'm gonna get some of these pictures, start showing them, and maybe posting something a little bit every week. See what that way people know what they're being a part of. That'll help too. So again, let's just take it the heart. Let's make it simple. Just donate what you want, for the challenge. And as we go along with it, this isn't going to be there's no end to this challenge. We'll stick with people as long as they're wanting to go with it. And if someone wants to start up next week, you can start up next week. We'll work along with you.
You got it. If you could right now, we'll send those donations to this. I've got a PayPal that's got nothing else on it right now. So all the money that we get is going to get taken out and given to Sid to give to the program.
Right.
Okay.
And it's called Pop Tops. It's just that where, a person could get a bag. It's got a pop top, a Vienna, or a can of Spam. I know it sounds crazy, but it's what it is. And we give it to them. That's some crackers and a bottle of water and a little conversation sometime, a laugh or two, and then I give them a big kick in the back of the head and tell them to get out of there.
Exactly.
That's the fun part.
And when you do send in your donation, please put your address. That
Right.
way we know exactly where to send the signed picture.
Right, exactly.
Okay. That wraps it up for my comments. How about you?
Well, I think I'd like to say everybody seems like they're doing really good. Nathan's sound like we talked to him a little earlier too. He's really dead set on this. He's got a different approach than other people. He wants to be smacked in the face. I'm going to enjoy doing that verbally. That's all I can do right now. But no, I like to see those kind of people want to get involved like that. And then I don't mind giving them more information, because I think when I'm giving people information, they go, "Wow, you're telling me what to do." No, I'm just telling you what I think or what I know. So then we got other people who take their goals, like I suggest, one step at a time, and we all can mess up and we can start over. This isn't to judge anyone. This is just to have fun. And if we lose a little weight, we gain some weight. That's part of it too. So everybody have fun out there. Looking forward to the next show on Sunday. And we'll clear up a few things on the show Sunday. Maybe. Oh yeah, real quick. Gospel song I heard this morning on my station. It was called "Jesus in 3/4 Time." What was the artist's name?
J.D. Souther.
J.D. Souther. Now, it is really it's a modern country, gospel song. So I think it'd be pretty cool. And that was what was cool today with the meeting with our bishop at her little radio show, where she brought up music, and I just heard that song this morning going over to the interview. And that's what's cool about life, everyone. We get up and put ourselves in the right direction and doing the right things. We're heading over to something like going to do something like this. It just so happens it was be church. Heard the right song that got me in the mood for it. Maybe that song would be for you something totally different. It might be like the song I listened to by Led Zeppelin, When the Levee Breaks. Sometimes I listen to that before I work out, and that just makes me think about building up all that energy when I get in there. And I'm sure a lot of people at the gym wish I didn't listen to that song when I'm screaming it out the top of my lungs over my headphones. But that's what we do to get by. That's what I'm going to do to get by until Sunday. Love you guys.
You've been listening to the Vicious Circle Podcast. Your host, Sid Udi. Co-host, Rob Bellamy. Additional research by Pete Marsh. The Vicious Circle Podcast is produced by Two Cousin Road Trip Productions, a division of JX3 Media Productions. The intro music is Unleash the Giants by Cemetery Spawn, and the outro music is Digging Space by Mike Treblecock.